Okay, so looking now for, we're moving council. We are now in our special council meeting of February the 18th. So in this case, we are out of committee of the whole. So that means that every motion will require a seconder. And the engagement rules would be that you have up to 10 minutes, but can only speak twice on any item. And I will be looking to sort of enforce that. And then as we deliberate, you direct your questions to me. And as chair, I hold the privilege as to whether or not I pass them on to staff for a response or we just absorb. All right, so let's get through this. So first off, I'll look for a motion then that the agenda for the February 18th, 2020 special council meeting be adopted as circulated. Moved by Councillor St. Pierre, seconded by Councillor Bateman. Discussion, none. All those in favor, opposed, it's carried unanimously. So that brings us into our item on public question and comment. Is there anything further from our member of the public tonight? See none, so thank you for that. So we do have recommendations here coming out of the committee of the whole by general consent. And that is that council issue a letter of concurrence to Freedom Mobile and Innovation Science and Economic Development Canada for the proposed telecommunications tower at 5154 Souk Road. Right? Okay, so do we have a mover? Moved by Councillor McMath, seconded by Councillor Lajeunesse. Questions, comments? Councillor Beddoes.
How can I put this in some very nice terms? I'm actually aghast. I mean, we dealt with this last year and it was unanimous. They brought nothing new to the table. In fact, what brought to the table was more in favor of the residents. I just want it recorded that I think it was a bad decision, and that's about it.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Beddoes. Anything, Councillor McMath?
Sorry, we should pull this. This is supposed to be general consent. That should just be moved and adopted. But if there's going to be further discussion, then they should be pulled from consent.
Okay, well, I let Councillor Beddoes speak, so I feel that Councillor McMath should also be able to speak, and then leave it at that. Councillor McMath?
It's come back a third time, and what that tells me is that they've tried other options and that this is the best option. It's not that research hasn't been done into others, it's just that this happens to be the best fit. And while it's very challenging, like this part of the job, to be sat like 10 feet from a group that's strongly against it, and I'm empathetic to that, I also like recognize that there's 14,000 other people that aren't in this meeting that would probably be in favor of better cell phone reception, especially in an area with blackout as far as safety is concerned. So while I understand where the passion's coming from, I still fully support this.
Okay, thank you. And so we'll leave it at that and call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? Councillor Beddoes and Bateman are opposed. The motion's carried. Next item. Okay, so that is that council received the report on proposed building bylaw number 780-2020 for information. Moved by Councillor McMath, seconded by Councillor Bateman. And there will be a rollout of engagement with the local building community and more to come on this. So very beginning of this procedure. All those in favor? Opposed? It's carried unanimously. Budget questions. So we go through these one at a time. So what I'll do here is like two at a time, or can we do the block, or I guess we can't see them all on the screen?
You can read those two and we'll flip to the next screen for the remainder.
Okay, so unless, like, we just resolved out a committee of the whole, is there anything that council would want to pull from a block for individual debate? Or at this time, is everyone comfortable with the block that I'm going to read out?
I'm comfortable with that. We've just been through
We've just been through this again.
detail. We've
Okay.
come to consensus. Let's just go.
So if we could start back at the beginning, please. We're in the continued section. Don't make the font too small. Okay, so here we go. Okay. That council direct the Director of Finance to remove committee support funding in the 2020-24 5-year financial plan bylaw. that council direct the Director of Finance to include the 9,000 for an additional crossing guard for School District 62 in the 2024 5-year financial plan law contingent upon funds remaining in suit municipality. Next slide. That council direct the Director of Finance to include 25,000 for theater seats at EMCS in the 2024 5-year financial plan bylaw. That council direct the Director of Finance to reduce council's travel conference education to 30,000 in the 2020 5-year financial plan bylaw. That council direct the Director of Finance to set the advertising budget at 25,000 in the 20 to 24 5-year financial plan bylaw. Was that it? Oh, and that the Committee of the Whole recommend, that council direct the Director of Finance to leave the 50,000 allocated to the Memorial Wall project in the 2024 5-year financial plan bylaw. Do I have a mover for the block? Moved by Councillor Bateman, seconded by Councillor McMath. The only piece I would like to ask is to have staff reach out to the EMCS Society and just to let them know that the amount that council is moving on is 25,000, and that so that they have it for their reference. And will there be any loss of funding, as we heard from the member of the public, just so that they're aware. Okay. Anything? Any comments? That's moved and seconded, right? Okay, it's just, okay, just, okay. All right, just checking again. All right, call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? And that's carried unanimously. Okay, thank you everyone for your time and all of your work on this. This is the shortest budget meeting, but that's only because we had so many lengthy involved ones. And thank you everyone for your questions, and staff for all your time in putting this together. All right, so now a motion, please, that the February 18, 2020 special meeting of council be adjourned. Moved by Councillor McMath, seconded by Councillor St. Pierre. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried unanimously. Thank you.